Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I am a knitter and a sewist.
Like back up. There we go.
There we go. Cool. Okay.
Fabulous.
So I thought I would do a little January makes video because I managed to sew 3 things in January and I finished a couple of knits as well, so I thought I would show you what I got up to. I don't know which you prefer, whether you prefer like the longer seasonal videos where I do everything I made in spring or everything I made in summer or whatever, or whether actually you prefer like the shorter ones but monthly, because obviously I only tend to make like I mean this month it's actually quite a lot for me. So I may do like every other month or something, but let me know in the comments which you prefer, which you like, and yeah, then I can sort of gauge, I'll know like what you guys enjoy watching. So yeah, let's just get started. I am wearing one of my makes right now. This is the Billy sweatshirt dress. So you can see it's got the big balloon sleeves. I'll do some cutaways so that you can see what it looks like on. But yeah, it's really cozy, really warm. It's a Tilly and the Buttons pattern. If you don't know Billy, it's a sweatshirt slash sweatshirt dress. There are different options. There's different sleeve options, so you can do the balloon sleeves like me, or you can do like a fitted sleeve. Yeah, it's the first stretch fabric, knit fabric that I have ever sewn with, and I don't have an overlocker, so I used a normal sewing machine and I used a zigzag stitch. And if I'm honest, it didn't go that well. It has started to sort of come apart in some areas, and I found that like the zigzag stitch just like wasn't picking up properly through the fabric. To be honest, it's been a little bit of a nightmare. Like it's fine, it looks nice, and I'm gonna go over the seams soon because I've got some of the Gutermann Mariflex which I've used. I used on a pair of pyjamas that I've just made for work. If you don't know, I'm a social media manager for the Cotswold Sewing Centres, which is knitting and sewing and quilting and stuff. So I made a pair of pyjamas for a reel, and I had a go at using the Mariflex because we're going to be stocking it soon, and that worked a lot better for me because it's just a normal straight stitch. It did take a bit of fiddling to figure out the, like, you have to change your tension and your stitch length and everything, but once I got that right it was fine. So I'm really looking forward to making another Billy, which you'll see in my next video. I'm going to do a fabric haul. I'm going to be making another Billy with a straight stitch on my machine using Mariflex, because as I say, this just didn't go that well, and I'm a bit frustrated because, you know, it took obviously time and effort and then for the seams to come apart. But I've heard that's quite common, so I spoke to Holly Dennett about it. If you guys follow Holly Dennett, she's recently worked with Gutermann on their Mariflex. She's been chatting about it on her Instagram, so if you want to know more, pop over there and have a look. Yeah, basically she said that she had the same issue using a normal sewing machine and doing a zigzag stitch. It just never really worked for her. I am hoping to get an overlocker in the next couple of months, so obviously that's going to make a big difference to sewing with stretch fabrics. But yeah, apart from that, I would say that sewing with the stretch fabrics was great. I really enjoyed it. I had, like, you can see there's like the neckline slightly puckered a tiny bit, but other than that I didn't really have much stretching out or puckering. I mean, the neckline I knew was going to be particularly difficult. I've had a lot of compliments on this dress, which is nice. I think you hear that quite a lot. I know Lisa Comfort has said it as well, is that you make all these beautiful dresses, but actually the things you get complimented on the most are like your sweatpants or your hoodies that you make yourself, because you just can't buy those beautiful floral sweatshirtings. You can't, you know, buy jumpers with these big balloon sleeves, like hoodies with big balloon sleeves and stuff, these sort of extra bits that we add in the sewing world. So often people notice those more as being a bit different, because you can obviously buy lovely floral dresses everywhere. So I've had a lot of compliments on this, which is really lovely. It's really nice because it's a bit like secret pyjamas, so I wear it for working at home, which is what I really wanted, was some working at home clothes. I said that in one of my last videos. I was talking all about like what my makes plans were for the year, and a lot of it was to do with homemaking clothes. homemaking clothes, that doesn't make any sense, working from home clothes. So things that are comfortable and look professional on Zoom or whatever, or like when I'm answering the door or something to the postman, I don't just look like I'm still in my pajamas, but they're really comfortable. As I say, this feels very much like secret pajamas. So yeah, that's my first make, which I'm really happy with. I think I'll continue down the sewing route and then we'll do knitting last. So this is my next make, which it's a little bit creased because I didn't have time to iron it. I just grabbed it out of the clean washing basket, but I was just sorting through all of the clean washing after it had dried, and yeah, I just thought, oh, I need to show this in the video and I didn't have time to iron it. But anyway, this is a Tilly and the Buttons Lyra. Yes, basically everything, yeah, everything I've sewn in this video is Tilly and the Buttons patterns. I love Tilly and the Buttons, and I find their patterns really easy to follow, and you know, if you find a good thing, like, yeah, I will try some other patterns this year. I've got some like planned, but yeah, I do really enjoy them. And it's also nice as well when your patterns are already cut out, isn't it? So you don't have to like cut out the paper pattern again or print it off. It's such a faff. Anyway, the Lyra. This is the first time I've made the Lyra. Now, this did not go particularly well. You may remember in my vlogmas, if you watch my vlogmas, that I tried to make this to take with me on my Christmas holidays and I just didn't get it done in time. I was just like giving myself too much to do. This dress literally took like 10 hours of my life. So normally I sew every day for about an hour, sort of Monday to Thursday. That's like my standard. It's just like when I have time for sewing in my office and stuff. So that's what I tend to do. But this just like, I was just putting hours and hours and hours into this. I couldn't get the collar stand right to begin with. That took ages and had to be unpicked and redone and all the rest of it. And then when it was done, I discovered I had a tiny hole in the back, which was really frustrating, and I can't do anything about it. I've just literally had to cover it in fray stop. I then did the buttonholes, which were all fine, but the very top one I did too far over to one side. I put the skirt on the wrong way round and had to take that off and put it back on, and then discovered that I put the pockets in wrong as well, so the pockets aren't in right. And then after all of that, I tried it on and it was like 2 sizes too big and just looked awful. So then I took it in a little bit before I went on holiday, but to be honest with you, I'm just like, yeah, really fed up with it. I will show you a picture of me wearing it. I'll put it on the screen now so you can see, because I have been wearing it a bit, but I think it's going to end up being resigned to being like a home dress for like working from home, because I'm just not happy with it at all. I would like to remake the Lyra, but yeah, it was just like such a faff and so fiddly. Maybe it won't be next time because I'll know what I'm doing, because I've already done it once. Oh, sorry, the dogs are like running around downstairs. Let me just shut the door. Yeah, maybe it'll be less of a faff next time. I would really like to make the long version. So this is just the like one, just like a normal gathered skirt. There is a version that has like it's a tiered gathered skirt, and I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And other people have been talking about doing the waist ties and what a difference that makes. So I'm tempted to do that for spring, to make a long tiered dress for when it's warm enough to like not need to wear tights. But it's still nice to have like a sleeve, and I'll do the long sleeves again with a waist tie, and I'll just see how that looks. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with this one, but as I say, I'm still gonna wear it, you know. It's still an experience. I like my collar came out really sharp in the end, and so, you know, I've made a collar now, and that's actually pretty cool. So hopefully, yeah, next time I come to making a like collar, whether it's a dress or whatever, it won't be quite as stressful. We'll see. Okay, and then the last thing that I sewed this month is my graduation dress. Say this month, it's currently February, I mean January. This is my graduation dress, which just looks like a giant green blob. So I will put up a picture of what the dress looks like, or a cutaway or something of what the dress looks like. Basically, I made a Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress, except I added a tier on the bottom, and I used, sorry if you can hear that squeaking, that's Rodney with his squeaky toy. I used the Anthea Allen clothing, no, that's wrong. I used the Anna Clothing Anthea blouse sleeves. I always get that like all muddled, those words. Which I've done before. If you see my lemon dress, that is basically this exact thing, and I wore it loads and I loved it and it fitted really nicely, and I wanted to make something similar or just the same for my graduation. I made it in this lovely bottle green brocade fabric, and I wore it with bright pink shoes. So as I say, I'll put up a picture of me at my graduation so you can see. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Fits perfectly, was exactly how I hoped it would be. The only thing I'm sad about is I just genuinely don't know when I'm going to wear it again. I haven't really got any like nice meals out or occasions or anything for quite a while. I think it'll still be a lovely dress, to be fair. Like, although the fabric's heavier, I think it's one of those that you could basically wear all year round, maybe apart from the summer. So I feel like it would still be lovely in spring, and it would probably be nice at Christmas because it's green and it's like, you know, a bit special because it's sort of like shiny fabric. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that came out. I probably will make another one of those hacks again, just because like I absolutely love them and they always go so well. Yeah, so that will be something that I'm sure I will make again in a different fabric because it's always gone so well for me. So yeah, that is everything that I sewed in January. Moving on to knits, I made another pair of socks, my second pair of socks ever. I did the same pattern again, which I think is a Louise Tilbrook pattern. I'll tag it in the description below. Which is just a basic stocking net stitch sock. Works really well for a self-striping yarn. I did it for Christmas with a self-striping Christmas yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, and then for Christmas I got another self-striping West Yorkshire Spinners sock yarn. It's the signature 4-ply, and yeah, it's like beautiful rainbow colours. Unfortunately, the socks are currently in the washing machine. I didn't think about that this morning when I put them on. Forgot that I wanted them for the video, so sorry about that, but I'll put a picture up of them here so you can see them. So you can see they're lovely bright rainbow colours. The yarn colourway is called Wildflowers. It's supposed to obviously look a bit like a wildflower meadow. And yeah, I love them. They just came out really well again. Really comfortable, really cosy and warm. Great for this time of year. Great for wearing with my wellies on dog walks. So I'm getting loads of wear out of those. I'm going to be making another pair of them as well. You'll see that in my next video when I do my like fabric and yarn haul. What I'm planning to make. So yeah, really pleased with those. They come in 2 sizes, so I make the smaller size, so I might have a go at making the larger size for my husband at some point, because he would quite like a pair of socks. But that leads nicely onto the other knit as well that I finished in January, which is a knit for my husband. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, it's very dark and floppy neck, but basically this is the sweater that I made for my husband. I started it in like September and I just knitted on it really slowly. I did lots of other projects at the same time, but yeah, I will pop up a picture that's what I'm trying to say for you now, of my husband wearing it. It's a lovely roll neck. It is the Gandhi sweater from Mode at Rowan collection 7, which was their autumn winter collection that came out in 2022. I think came out in September 2022, which I did some work on them with. I did some like social media work for them, and also they gifted me this project, so disclaimer, it was gifted. But it's the first time they've ever done patterns for men. So when they sort of announced that they were going to have some men's patterns in the collection 7, I was really excited, and I knew I wanted to make something for Russell. So yeah, it's a lovely roll neck. It's in a broken rib stitch. It's knitted in alpaca DK, alpaca soft DK Rowan, and I think the colour is something like, I can't remember, like warm brown or something like that. It doesn't look brown at all, it looks grey, but they call it like warmest brown. As I say, I will tag everything below, so you know, I'll put the link in there for you, and the shade colour and stuff. But yeah, it's just gorgeous to work with that yarn. I love alpaca soft DK. It's not the cheapest yarn at all by any means, but it's, you know, I think it's 70% virgin wool and 30% alpaca, so it's just gorgeously soft. It's quite lightweight as well. It just, I don't know, I just love working with it. It just feels so nice to work with. I think it took quite a lot though. I think it took like 12 balls of yarn to make the jumper for him, because like obviously it's like quite long in the torso for men. But yeah, I really enjoyed the project. It was a really, really nice, like, chilled project to be able to just, you know, work on as and when I fancied. I was working on some sort of more difficult knits at the same time, and then I could just pick it up. So that's why it took so long, and as I say, finished it in January. So technically it's a 2023 make. It's one of those where you've done most of the work in 2022, but it like goes through into the next year. So yeah, that is everything that I made in January. Let me know what you guys think of all the makes. What's your favourite? What did you guys make in January? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what everybody's up to. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm hoping to try and do a video a week. I know I obviously missed last week because I was away, but hopefully, yeah, keep doing a video a week. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, hope you all have a lovely week, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Like back up. There we go.
There we go. Cool. Okay.
Fabulous.
Let me just set this up. There we go. Cool.
Love it.
So, and I have to do like a really awkward